everybody. Welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast which talk about all your favorite TV series from yesteryear, and then discuss them over a Dunkin' Donuts iced tea, unsweetened with raspberry.
I just have a cherry Coke from 7-Eleven.
I'm your boy. In case you don't know me, I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, and I believe we're in a spectacular, am I right? Is this the 250th episode spectacular?
No.
Oh, it's not? Hold on.
I thought this was Here Comes the Booze.
This is Here Comes the Booze, and this is also our 250th episode spectacular.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it is. Okay, sorry. I don't know math, okay? That's why I didn't graduate college.
You want to go back to that from the top? From the top, start over?
Yes, please.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear, and then discuss it over an unsweetened iced tea with raspberry from our boys at DD. I'm Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by my BFF, Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back, girl. Welcome back.
Hello, everybody. Why do I say it like that? What is wrong with me?
I don't know. There's a lot wrong with you.
I don't say that in, real life, only on the podcast.
You know what? Suck down your big gulp, because we got some big news tonight, because tonight is our 250th episode spectacular.
Woo!
And it's also episode 2 of Here Comes the Booze.
Sorry, the candy jar is very heavy.
And we're wildly unprepared, but oh well, you can deal with this. If you sat through 249 episodes, you can sit through one more. Am I right?
Totally, 100%.
All right. Wow. We got a lot to talk about tonight, because we're going back to, basic cable days tonight. I'm excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a show that we've talked about a lot of times, right?
Yeah, this is one we have, this particular episode is one we have said we wanted to do, but until recently, it has been very difficult to find. In and of itself has been difficult to find. But
luckily, our friends at Paramount Plus, shout out to you guys, shout out to Paramount and their plus signs. They have made, this episode and, 10 more available. There's only, 15 episodes of the show on there for some reason.
Yeah.
There's way more than that out there in the world.
There's a whole total of 26 episodes of this series.
Which blew my mind, because, this was on all the time. This show was on,
I know, I'm this is one of those things where we legit think there are more episodes than there really were of something.
I felt the same way about My So-Called Life, because I felt that there's 12 of them, but I feel like there's 300 of them, the way that I've numerously watched them over. What are we doing tonight, Kat, also the author? What are we dipping into for a spooky episode of tonight?
We are dipping into the Nickelodeon archives for the one, the only, Salute Your Shorts.
Yes, Camp Anawana. I just found this out today. This show is based on a book?
Yes.
Who knew?
I didn't know until recently when I was looking stuff up, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I have not put this book in my Amazon cart. You
should. You know what? I hope Audible has it so I can download it tonight, listen to it as I try to snooze, because I'm tired of listening to Monica Lewinsky books on tape in my head. You know what? I've been in that world for the last week.
Wait, what are you listening to on Audible?
Fun fact about myself, I've been in nursing school for the last 2 years, so our podcast has been kind of on the release schedule, but I have a lot of TV to catch up on, with, and what do I start out with? I start out with ACS, American Crime Story Impeachment. This is my foray back into the world, and I watched all 10 episodes in 2 days. I just went through this world.
I watched it pretty fast too when I finally watched it spring, early summer sometime.
Okay, yeah.
And you forgot everything I told you about this show. Everything I told you about it, and you start sending me hot takes as if it's brand new information to you.
I mean, it's not brand new information to me because I lived through the I'm like Courtney Love, lived through this whole I was there, but just seeing it from the perspective of Ryan Murphy wigs, it's just a whole new side of it. I was not ready for this. I was not ready for 17 different Edie Falco as Hillary Clinton wigs. I was not ready for that. Like, you should have told me. You should have told me that, like, there's going to be, like, hot Edie Falco wigs.
I had to save you some surprises.
We already know that Edie Falco was the, what was she, like, the prosecutor on Law & Order True Crime when she did, like, the Menendez Brothers season. That was a wig-driven season.
That was, but no, wasn't she their lawyer?
Yeah, the lawyer. Was she their lawyer or the prosecutor? I can't remember.
I honestly don't remember. Like, at all.
Are you Googling it? You looking it up?
Yes.
I'd like to know.
I'm looking, I'm trying to find, like, an actual answer. I'm pretty sure she was, like, their lawyer. Yeah, she was their lawyer. She was the defense attorney.
The only thing that disappointed me about Law & Order True Crime was that they did not grab Courtney Love to play Kitty Menendez like the Lifetime movie did. That would have just made that whole show better, because Courtney Love as Kitty Menendez on the Lifetime movie, which was a horrible movie, but Courtney Love's shown. She deserves all the Emmys for that. Retroactively, we need to give her all the Emmys.
Like, I just remember thinking the guys who played the brothers just looked like a decade too old to be playing them.
A decade too old? I thought they were like 45-year-old men playing like teens, and I was like, what is wrong with this show? Like, who played them? Like, is it like well-known names, or is it just like...
They were played by Miles Gaston of Villanova and Gus Halper.
Do we know them, or did they just find them at the Grove one day?
One of the guys has done, like, the Nancy Drew Show, The Resident.
Oh, okay. All right. Respectable.
Okay, and the other one... Nothing I have heard of. He did an episode of Organized Crime.
Oh, all right. You know, he's keeping it in the family.
And then, like, a bunch of, like, really random, like, streaming stuff that nobody has ever actually heard of.
Oh, like, just some, like, YouTube Funny or Die kind of shit.
Like, some sort of, like, just random Hulu originals. Hulu originals for me are kind of hit or miss.
I mean, what do they have? What does Hulu have that's, like, hot?
Only murders in the building.
You know what? That's the only thing they have that's hot.
And you know what they have? They just got that I actually really enjoy so far? Reboot.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Ugh, it's got Paul Reiser, and we know how I feel about Paul Reiser. Like, they have on there a little rom-com sitcom called Maggie.
Oh, I just saw a commercial for that, and I was like, I kind of want to check that out.
Oh my god, I loved the season. I binge watched that so hard.
I will tell you, do you know what they have that we are just dumb and we've neglected? How I Met Your Father.
Oh my god, yes, I love that show.
Oh, that you know what? That show should be on for like 12 seasons in a movie. We need a wrap-up movie at the end of it. And just keep bringing back Kobe Smulders, because friend of the show, Kobe Smulders, she was great as Ann Coulter on Impeachment. She's great as Maria Hill.
Oh my god, she nailed Ann Coulter so well. Like, just perfect.
She does Ann Coulter better than Ann Coulter. Like, I will never look at Ann Coulter. I'm like, you know what? Kobe Smulders does it better. She does it better. You know what? Just delete her from the world and just have Kobe Smulders just go on fucking Fox News and just be a cunt on there. Trash talk everybody.
Oh my god.
Totally worth it. All right. But who cares about all those people? We're here tonight to honor Halloween. Here comes the booze.
Yes.
And we're doing a spooky episode of Salute Your Shorts. It's like a season 1 episode, right? This is...
Yeah, it is season 1, episode 2.
The Ghost Story? Or just Ghost Story?
Its official title is The Ghost Story, but it is more commonly referred to throughout the interwebs and Salute Your Shorts fandom as Zeke the Plumber.
Like, going into this, I was like, I don't know if I've seen this, but when I watched this, I was like, oh, I've fucking totally seen this episode, like, 45 times in my life. It's like, it was on, because this show was just, like, a rerun forever. Like, I think to, like, 97 or something.
Yeah, like, it was definitely rerunning until we were in, like, high school and chatting with each other on AOL.
Oh, yeah. Like, and I still thought these were, like, new episodes, but no, this show was only on for, like, legit, like, 26 episodes.
There is probably in some weird, like, AOL log somewhere, you and me talking about how, like, Salute Your Shorts is on right now. It's the Zeke the Plumber episode.
Can we talk about, very quickly, how I felt like the camp counselor Ugg, like, at the time? Because I was, like, a kid. I thought he was, like, a teenager. Like, watching this today, I'm like, no, he's a grown-ass man. He's, like, an adult.
I mean, he's, like, a young adult. I think he had to have been, like, a college... I am gonna bitch slap you from Colorado, dude.
Why is that? Why is that?
For the vape. What are you doing? What is wrong with you?
Just let me be. It's Halloween. I want to create that smoke effect.
Oh my god.
All right. Before we get into Salute Your Shorts, you want to talk about so what I have tonight. I didn't do this hot night of television. I did this hot year of Nickelodeon.
Okay.
You ready for the shows that launched this year? These are all like series premieres of shows.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, give it to me.
All right, you ready? You sitting down? You laying down on your chaise?
You know I am laying here in my bed with my big fluffy cozy pillows.
Wearing your Green Day Dookie shirt, I think like you always do in this podcast.
Yes.
All right. February 2nd, 1991, the premiere of 15. This is a Canadian import. You know this show. It had Ryan Reynolds on it.
It is hard as hell to watch now, though.
Yeah, I watched it like a year or two ago because some like random person sent us a email 3 or 4 years ago and was like, "Hey, we want you to be on our podcast network, but we want you to talk about the show 15." And we're like, "No, we're doing our own thing, girl. We're not going on your network."
Yeah, we got our own situation. We're very happy with it.
And I don't even think they're around anymore, to be honest with you. Like, we almost, like, signed out, like, it would have been like Wayne's World, with, like, Noah's Arcade presented.
Oh my god, no.
It was like Saved by the Bell if it was a soap opera, and it's, like, super, like, basic if you watch it today. Nothing exciting.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks later, 2 weeks later, February 16th, Welcome Freshmen premiered. You know this show.
Oh my god, Welcome Freshmen.
We've been trying to get this on the pod. I think we have it now. I think it's on Paramount Plus, right? Is it on there?
I haven't seen it.
I have it somewhere. It's on my hard drive. Like, I don't know. I sent a link to you, so, like, we can, like, dabble in this world. You ready for what was going on in March this year on Nickelodeon? Some hot things were happening.
Give me what came up in March.
Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na.
Clarissa explains it all.
Yes. A girl, Melissa Joan Hart, Ferguson, the kid that crawled in through the window, the really weird mom and dad.
Sam, her bestie.
This show came out, Salute Your Shorts, on July 4th. This was like a holiday show, apparently. Who knew? And then, do you remember the show? This was on at night. This was on Nick at Night. Hi, Honey, I'm Home.
Oh my god. I, like, literally 3 hours ago saw the opening credits for Hi, Honey, I'm Home on TikTok.
It popped up. It hit your radar.
Yes, it hit my For You page.
I love it. I remember watching this on Nick at Night, and I was confused because Nick at Night was always like, I Love Lucy, Donna Reed, Mr. Ed, The Adventures of Superman, and then like this like random fucking like modern show, and I was so confused. I was like, what is going on?
And how many episodes did that last? I think like 5.
It takes the trope of like the 50s, 60s sitcoms, but it just like, it took place in the 90s, I think. I don't really remember it, to be honest.
No, okay, so this is the situation for Hi, Honey, I'm Home, and this is probably why I'm still single. There is, like, you get this, like, teenage boy, latchkey kid, he's, you know, at home watching, like, the reruns of this, like, 50s TV show. He's got the working divorced mom, the troublemaker younger brother, who at one point is played by Backstreet Boy AJ McLean.
What?
Yes, I think in, like, the original pilot or something.
Okay, but he didn't stick around for the whole show, right?
I don't think so. But his like favorite show was like Hi Honey, I'm Home, which was about this like 50s housewife and her husband and their 2 kids, right? That show gets taken off syndication. And like the mom comes home from work and she's like, "Hey, we got to go meet the new neighbors, welcome them. You 2 little snots are coming with me." And they go, and it's the Hi Honey, I'm Home family.
All right, it popped back in my head.
Living next door. And then the son, like, because the son is obsessed with the show, he, like, figures it out, like, pretty fast. He's like, what is happening? They're in, like, the sitcom relocation program or something. Like, your show's off the air, so you get to go live in the suburbs somewhere, but nobody can ever know that you're a sitcom family.
It's very, I get, like, WandaVision vibes from this.
You know, I was thinking the exact same thing when I was watching the opening credits today. I was like, I got some WandaVision vibes. You
know what? They need to bring WandaVision back. I refuse to believe she's dead. She's out there. She's going to go back to, Westview.
Wanda's not dead.
Wanda's not dead. They would not kill Wanda off because, you know what?
She is not dead.
The MCU is in horrible condition right now. They're going to bring her back because she's the savior to this whole franchise. All right. August 11th, we got the first 3 Nicktoons. Do you know the first 3 Nicktoons? Can you name them?
Doug, the Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy.
Yes, they all premiered on the same day. Same day.
Yes, they did.
Hold on. You sitting down for this? On October 31st, Halloween. Guess what aired its pilot episode? I feel like you can get this. If you don't get this, then I'm replacing you with fucking Wanda.
That it is Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes, you got it. You got it. Can you believe that premiered on Halloween of all nights?
That makes perfect sense.
It makes sense looking back at it. You know what? There should be a new rule. All spooky shows have to come out on Halloween.
Or in the month of October when it's spooky season.
Yeah, but you know what? I think having it come out on Halloween night just makes it all the better.
Well, it depends on what it is though. Do you want to build up to Halloween and have that be your climatic episode for a mini-series or something? Or do you want it to be we're going to start this spooky show that's going to go until June?
You know what? No. I like Halloween night, the spooky show comes out, and then people just get to live the next 6 or 7 months just enjoying this show. And they'll just remember that it came out on Halloween. I want that. That's the world I want to live in. You can live in your world where it ends on Halloween. No, I don't want that world.
Okay.
I don't want that world. All right, that's pretty much it. There's they acquired shows like Dragnet, Get Smart, Mork and Mindy, the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, The Adventures of Superman, Danger Mouse. These are all shows they acquired this year.
Okay.
All right, but I'm going to ask you the age of the question. On a scale of 1 out of 5, wacky sitcom neighbors, how many wacky sitcom neighbors would you give this year of Nickelodeon? Are you going to get a rare cat 5? Are you going to get a goose egg? We can get a middling?
I think we're going to go with the 3.
3, yeah. These are great shows. But
you get the OG Nicktoons. You get Salute Your Shorts, Welcome to Freshman 15, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? And Clarissa. Actually, let's give it a 4.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I take it back. I give it a 4. I think the only thing that would have.
I think the stuff they acquired, however, was not great stuff. The cartoon, Danger Mouse.
That blew my mind because I feel like Danger Mouse was on a way before that for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know. Go to the that one guy on the YouTubes, Paparina. He does the Nickelodeon Rewind show by show.
We'll check it out. I wonder when Count Duckula came out because that was the better show of the two.
I loved Count Duckula.
Oh yeah, the vegan vampire. Oh, great show. You know, one day we'll do it. One day we'll dip into this world, but not tonight. Tonight we're going to Camp Anawana. We're going to hang out with Danny Cooksey.
Anawana, we hold you in our hearts.
I told you pre-pod. I forgot Danny Cooksey was on the show. I mean, I know I shouldn't have forgot, but I did. He had the best mullet of all time. Hands down, the best mullet.
He was he was kind of a name for this cast. He is the name.
Yeah, because he was on Different Strokes. He was on the last season-ish, the last year or two. He was
yeah, he played Sam.
He was on Terminator 2 Judgment Day. He was the friend of John Connor. Mr. Belvedere, I feel like he was on that. I know I've seen him on Mr. Belvedere. What else was he on? I'm scrolling through his I'm
gonna go to the early years. Twilight Zone, Different Strokes, Mr. Belvedere, a show called Riptide, MacGyver. He was in the Smoky Mountain Christmas movie with Dolly Parton.
Was he? Oh, yeah, he was Jasper. Holy shit.
Wow. You even knew the name. He did a voice on the Pound Puppies cartoon. He was New Ben on that episode of Growing Pains we did.
He was New Ben because we definitely talked about Danny Cooksey on that. He was a voice on Tiny Toons. He was Montana Max as well.
He was on the show The Kavanaughs.
Do you know?
He did a voice on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures cartoon.
Oh, the series. Yeah, it was animated series. I remember that. He was a musician too, right? He's kind of was out there for a while. He was in the world, right?
Yeah, I remember, I never saw the video on MTV, but there was this station that would play videos, but you were supposed to, like, call in to get them to play the video you wanted. And I don't think anybody really ever called in.
You mean you didn't call in?
No, because it was like a 900 number or something.
Oh, you had to pay for it?
Yeah.
You had to fucking actually put, like, cold hard cash into it. You have to be like, I don't know. You know what? It charged the phone bill, right? It went on the phone bill. Is that how that worked?
Something like that, I think. I don't know. I never called a 900 number.
You ready for the 900 numbers that I called in my day?
Oh, God.
I called 2. And I feel like we've talked about this before on the podcast.
I think we have. And that's why I'm bracing myself.
All right. The first one I called was the Grandpa Munster hotline.
We 100% talked about this in the Vampire Pie episode.
We did. And the second one that I called was Freddy Krueger's 900 number, too. I called that one.
And I'm betting we talked about that in the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 movie.
And those are the 2 numbers that I specifically remember ever calling. I mean, I'm sure I called more, but those are the 2 that just, like, hit my head at the moment. I mean, I'm sure if I sat down and thought about it, I probably called, like... I bet you SNL had a line that I probably called. I probably talked to, like, fucking Kevin Nealon or something. like a recording of his voice. Because that's all it was. It was just, like, you called up and it was just a recording of the voice, like, very slow talking.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pauses, just to, like, keep you on as long as they could. Long as they could. You know what? I wish I called, like, the Psychic Friends hotline. You know what? I wish, like, one day I called that.
I wish we could call the Psychic Friends hotline.
You know what? Like, we should do, like, a podcast in which it's, like, just we interview people who actually called up the Psychic Friends hotline, because that would have been great. I want to know who were the people that called up, like, the celebrity one when, like, Paula Jones was on there, because I learned that from Impeachment, that she was one of the celebrities.
Like, okay, so, like, back in the day, like, late at night, there's a period of time where Nick at Night would have infomercials on. And sometimes it'd be the Psychic Friends Network. And I just remember, like, it would be, like, all these actors from, like, General Hospital on.
Like Steve Burton, maybe? Or this was, like, before him?
Yes. Oh, Steve Burton was 100% on. Wally Kurth, I want to say the actress that wasn't Robin Strasser that played Dorian Lord. Or maybe she just did one of those mop infomercials.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
Like, here's the thing. Like, back in the 90s, like, the soap opera actors got, like, all the gigs that the Real Housewife bitches get now.
That is true. I might have found hold on, there's a lot of ads on here. There's a lot of fucking ads. Let me see what the Frisky.com has to say about the Psychic Friends Network.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's ads. You know what? Fuck it. If anyone knows, tweet us at Very Podcast. Tell us the celebs. Oh, hold on.
What?
Angelina Jolie and Denise Richards reportedly used them to consult with their dead moms.
Okay.
And then George Clooney allegedly hired one to communicate with his dead pot-bellied pig.
That I actually believe.
I believe that too, because like he was like super connected to that pig, right?
Yeah.
I believe it. All right. You want to go into this hot episode of Celia Shorts? Go to this world.
Yes.
Discuss it.
Yes.
Oh, it's first. This show like must have been taped on like a home video recorder, like a home like camcorder, because
you know they did that thing where it's taped on video and then made to look like film.
It looks like it was filmed in my backyard. This whole show looks like it was filmed in my backyard.
Well, especially the way this episode starts out with the whole like video camera like thing
effect. Yeah. All right. So it's one of the characters. Is it the who's filming in the beginning? I'm trying to remember.
It's Sponge.
So he's kind of like going through the woods, and he comes across like he's like showing all the trees. Like these are the trees of Anawana. Like these are like rare trees.
Yeah, he's basically making a video letter to his parents because they let him take the expensive video camera to camp for the summer.
Yeah, that thing probably costs like fucking $2,000 too. Let's be real.
God, for real.
He's like going through and he comes across Danny Cooksey's character. What's his name?
Budnick.
Okay, well that's not his real name. That's like what they call him, right?
Well, that's his last name. He's Bobby Budnick.
Okay, Bobby Butnick, and he's like carving Ugly is a loser into a tree.
Yep.
Ugg is like the camp counselor,
Yes.
just like the guy with long hair. He looks like a Randall from Clark's, kinda, in a way, sometimes.
Like, he is totally, that guy who is probably, you know who he is? He is like Crawl from the movie with Pauly Shore. Oh my god, what is it?
Son-in-law?
Yes, Son-in-Law.
Yes,
He's totally, he's that guy who's in college. He doesn't really know what he wants to do. He hasn't quite figured it out. But all he knows is every summer he can go work at Camp Onawana.
Yes.
So he's cool.
Is he the only adult there?
There's like, I think there's other counselors. We just never see them.
Like, a part of me was like, you know what? There seems to be no adult supervision except for Ugg. And he's not the person I'd want to be in charge of, like, kids. And these are, like, young kids. These are, like, 11, 12-year-olds. Like, preteens.
For real. They're young. I'm just...
Like, we were younger than these characters. So, like, in my head, I thought they were, like, teenagers. And then, like, watching this, I'm like, oh my god, no, like, they're kids. Like, they're children. These are, like, preteens. And it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Sponge is, like, going through the woods. He films Budnick, like, writing Ugg is a loser on a tree. And there's a lot of fucking insults in this episode, which is great. They say the word wuss a lot. They say the word sissy, which is, like, wild to me. Like, you cannot say that on television today. Like, not at all.
For real.
Now we're, like, in one of the cabins, and they're all together, the whole gang. We learn that there's gonna be, like... They're gonna tell ghost stories tonight in, like, Cabin 11 or whatever. And so they're all there. Budnick, I guess he's the only one who's gonna tell a ghost story, apparently.
You're not getting any more.
They know he's problematic to begin with. Like, he is super problematic, and it's like, let's let him tell the ghost story.
This is what gets me. Like, why is Budnick the one telling the ghost story? Shouldn't it be, like, one of the camp counselors? Just wild to me that Budnick's the one telling the story about Zeke the plumber who got his nose bit off by a pirate.
He was, like, the plumber / janitor / custodian at this campground, like, many moons ago.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he has a plunger, and he sucks the memories out of kids, and then he uses these memories to, like, haunt the kids.
I mean, really, could we be real? The Nickelodeon version of Freddy Krueger.
There's even a Freddy Krueger line. One of the girls is like, oh my god, it'd be like if Freddy Krueger was a custodian. Wasn't he a custodian?
Yes, he was! I thought of that too when I was watching. I was like, actually, kids, Freddy was a custodian.
Yeah, so he haunts their dreams, and whoever touches the plunger, the cursed plunger, will have a nightmare that night. The preppy kid and, like, one of the girls touches the plunger.
Yeah, it's just a plunger. The kid's like, my dad has one of these at home. And I'm like, do you guys know what this is used for?
Yeah, and they were, like, touching it. Like,
he's, like, putting his face almost on. I'm just like, I have to not.
Yeah, that thing has touched turds, and they're, like, putting on each other's faces. I was mortified. Just mortified by this.
Oh, it was... Oh, God. Just, no. No. Like, that thing, just, no.
So, we cut over to, like, the girls' cabin, and, the one girl who, like, touched the plunger, she's putting, like, the little, like, salt ring around her bed. And also toothpaste, because she heard that, like...
This is so ridiculous. For some reason, I don't know where she got it, out of nowhere, she had a book, A Girl's Guide to Ghouls.
Where do you get this? Like, I want that book.
I would love to find a book like that.
The Girl's Guide to Ghouls says that you should put, like, toothpaste around your bed, and it will prevent, like, demons and ghouls and goblins and ghosts, like, from haunting you. And the other two girls are, like, making fun of her, but then, like, the one girl who was, like, scared by this, actually, she, like, shuts off the lights, and then she, like, hears a noise, and she turns the lights back on, and she sees the other two girls, like, doing the same thing, like...
Doing, like, the thing with the toothpaste, which just, honestly, all that made me think about was the Parent Trap.
Oh, yeah. You know, I didn't think of that.
I mean, I will, because Parent Trap is my favorite movie of all time, and...
So, she goes to sleep, and, what's this girl's name? I can't remember her name, to be honest with you.
Okay, so we got, Dina, who's, like, the rich girl. Then we have Zizi, who's like the hippie girl.
Oh, yeah, Zizi.
And then we have Telly, who is the athletic tomboy.
Yeah, the tomboy, as we used to call them back in the day. So she has a dream or a / nightmare that night, and she runs into Zeke the plumber. And Zeke the plumber, like, makes her go to, like, because I think Zeke the plumber in the dream is like, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? She's like, I want to play ball.
Oh yeah, it's like, what do you love? And she's like, oh, I like to play ball. So he puts her at a dance ball.
And she's wearing, like, a gown. Like, they do, like, a slow dance together, which is really weird and creepy.
Yeah, it's really creepy. Like, so creepy.
Scares the bejesus out of her. Like, she is frightened, and she's, like, trying to escape, but, like, all the doors are locked, and she can't get out.
Mm-hmm. And
then we cut over to, like, the preppy kid. The preppy kid is, what's his name? You probably know his name.
Michael.
He's afraid of... What was he afraid of? I honestly can't remember.
It was something really stupid. Like, either way, these, like, are all stupid.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, he brought a stuffed animal, Harry the hippo, to camp with him.
Oh, that's right.
He didn't want anyone to know that he brought a stuffed animal to camp. Zeke the plumber, in his dream, was like, I'm going to tell everyone in school that you brought a stuffed animal to camp. And then, like, he wakes up, like, from his nightmare, and he, like, immediately throws the stuffed animal in, like, the trash can. He's like, no one can know. Nobody can know about this.
Because that's not going to be, like, sketchy in the morning, a stuffed animal in a trash can where there wasn't a stuffed animal before.
Now they're somewhere. They're in, like, the mess hall or something. They're, like, talking about this, and Budnick, like, kind of, like, overhears it, and he's like, oh, it looks like you guys got visited by Zeke the plumber last night. And, the really smart, like, nerdy kid, mm-hmm. He, like, was doing all these algorithms and, like, calculating. He's like, well, you know what? You guys had, like, a shared dream experience. You guys were stressed about Zeke the plumber. I have a reason to believe that, like, you had a shared experience. So, you know what? Why don't we use my calculations and we're going to get back at Budnick. We're going to figure out what Budnick is afraid of. And, like, earlier in the episode, like, someone puts a fake spider on his lap and he, like, freaks out. They decide they're going to do, like, a contest. And they're going to see if Budnick can, like, last the whole night in, like, the same spot that Zeke the plumber, like, allegedly died at, which is, like, in the middle of the woods.
Yes, because this is totally a normal thing, like, at a summer camp, I guess. I don't know. We've been over this. We've never been to actual summer camp like this, but...
I mean, Friday the 13th, you had Jason Voorhees. He died in the lake. Angela from Sleepaway Camp, did she die at camp? I can't remember, to be honest with you. I don't even know.
She did not die at camp because she comes back for revenge in Sleepaway Camp 2. And Sleepaway Camp ends with the reveal that Angela is not really Angela.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, it's been a while. So, all right, so they do these, like, horror movie camp tropes where it's like, all right, we're going to go to, like, the smart kid's, like, he uses his giant laptop that's, like, the size of, like, my car.
My laptop, yeah, is honest to God not that much bigger than my phone.
So he does, like, all these calculations. He has his, like, spreadsheets out, and he's like, you know, I did the math, and this is the exact spot that Zeke the plumber died at. And he draws, like, an X on the ground, and they throw down, like, a shitty chair. They're like, all right, Budnick, you gotta sit here all night. Here's a bunch of snacks. Here's some potato chips that aren't Ruffles. Here's some, like, gummy worms.
Yeah.
Some sodas. Here's a cooler.
Yeah.
One of those, like, giant, like, beach coolers. And they're like, you gotta stay here all night and not be scared. And he's like, oh, I can do it. I can fucking do this. And we, like, cut back to camp, and we're in one of the cabins, and now all the kids are like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna, like, band together our, like, wacky group of people that would never hang out, like, outside of this place. We're all gonna come together.
Oh, yeah, like, they are only friends because they are at this camp together. Just like any group of camp friends, any group of school friends, like, they are there, and they are friends because of this situation. Just like your work friends.
It's like the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
So we're gonna have, like, 3 groups. We're gonna have, like, the guys are gonna come together, they're gonna do something, the girls are gonna do something. And then, what's the name of the chubby kid with the lisp?
Oh, you mean Donkey Lips?
Yeah, Donkey Lips. Donkey Lips is, like, the backup just in case the other 2 people fail. He's gonna wear this, pumpkin mask over his face that has no eye holes.
Yeah.
So he immediately puts it on, and, like, now he can't see, so he's just, like, walking into shit for, like, the next 10 minutes.
Okay, where did these kids find this stuff in the middle of summer at a summer camp?
And not just like a summer camp, but like what looks like the shittiest summer camp I've ever seen. Because like this just looked like this was filmed in like someone's backyard. Like this whole series was like filmed in someone's backyard. I'm convinced. Like,
I mean, do you think this camp would have gotten its accreditation like the camp in Camp Cucamonga?
I feel like it would have been shut down like immediately. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Not even allowed to like stay open the rest of the summer like Camp Cucamonga.
I will say though, the cabins are really nice. They have like good floors. Like they're like legit. Like those are like those like floating floors that you see in like nice apartments today.
Yeah.
It was really good. I was really impressed by the Nickelodeon threw money into the cabin sets. Like good for them.
Well, it was taped at a real camp.
Was it?
Yeah, it was taped at a real boys' camp.
Where?
In California.
This is oh, okay.
Southern.
Like where? I want to know. Like, can we go?
I don't know exactly.
Can we go there?
I'm just going off what information I can find, Patrick. Golly.
Can we go on an AVSP field trip to like see what this place looks like? I want to see like what it looks like today.
Oh my god, it's probably like as depressing as the actual Bar None Ranch.
It's probably like, I don't know, like Joan Crawford's backyard or something.
Oh my god.
Like the backyard from Mansion, where she, you know what? You're gonna find a bunch of wire hangers in the backyard.
Oh my goodness.
So they bring Danny Cooksey's character Butnick out there, him and his cool mullet, the fucking coolest mullet I've ever seen on television, where it's like shaved on the side.
Yeah.
I will say, living in South Carolina, I see probably like that haircut like 3 times a month. Like I see a lot of people with that haircut.
Wow, that's slightly terrifying. In the year 2022.
Grown ass adults, not just like, and I've seen kids with that haircut too. Like the next time I see somebody with a haircut, I'm gonna take a picture of it and we're gonna put it on the AVSP Instagram because I feel like
Oh my goodness.
it could be like a series. Like we can make it like a hashtag series. We're gonna do it.
Oh god.
We're totes doing it. So they're out in the woods with them. Like they draw an X on the ground. They throw that fucking like fold up chair, all the snacks, and like, are you like? It's still daylight. It's like 2:00. And they're like, all right, you can stay here all night. And like they immediately leave. And like Budnick is like, he's a smart fucking fella. He's not.
Oh yeah.
I know they're gonna fuck with me because, you know, I'm a dickhead. So they're gonna fuck with me. So I want to like set up traps like Home Alone style, like around this whole campground.
Yes, totally.
So he like takes the chips and he puts them on the ground. So like when they step on the, like it's on the trail. So like they'll hear him walking on the chips. He takes all the sodas they gave him, their cans, so he shakes up the bottles really good. He ties little like fishing hooks to the little like pull tabs. So when they step over it, it's gonna shoot out. And then he fills the cooler with rocks and like ties it to like a rope, like a pulley system over a tree. And then he goes back to the chair and he's like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here, bide my time. I'm gonna sit here for the next 7 hours because they brought me out here at 2. You know, it's not going to be dark for a while because it's summer. We're at summer camp. It's going to be like 10 o'clock at night when it finally gets dark out. So it gets dark and he's just sitting there and he hears, I think is it the boys first?
Yeah, I think it's the boys first.
All right. Hold on though. Before like they go off on their like separate boys and girls journey, Donkey Lips is like roaming around the woods with this fucking pumpkin mask on. He can't see anything. So he's like walking into trees, like tripping over like stumps.
He's just, like, out there, around. Well, because, like, here's the thing. Donkey Lips is kind of Budnick's, like, sidekick.
Is he? I can't remember.
Yeah, he's Budnick's sidekick, but he's like, no, I want to get Budnick back, too.
And Ugg wants to be part of this, too, like, the camp counselor. Like, can you believe that? Like,
for real.
Promoting bullyism, and he's supposed to be, like, the, like, authority figure. Like, that part pissed me off. I was like, fuck you, Ugg. Like, you are a loser. Budnick was right. That's why he carved it into a tree, because you are a loser. It's like now getting dark, and like the boys, like they made these like ghost costumes. They took like the little fucking white sheet, and they made the little like Charlie Brown ghost costume.
Yeah, it's so cheesy. It's so ridiculous.
They're like stepping through the crunchy like potato chip trail, and Budnick hears it, so he goes and hides, and he puts up like a dummy of him like at the chair. And they come up and they like tap him on the shoulder or something. The head rolls off. Oh wait, no, that's the girls. The girls do that. I'm sorry.
No, that's the girls. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe the girls went first. So maybe the girls would go first. And one of the girls is like, I always could like they use a melon as a head. And one of the girls is like, I always knew Budnick was a melon head. And I was like, oh my god.
It's so cheesy, but it's so funny.
I did laugh. I'm not gonna lie. So then the boys come with their like ghost costume, and they get sprayed with the soda tab pulls off and splashes them. And Budnick's laughing; he's being all goofy and laughing at them because they're idiots. And then he's like, "All right, there's one more. I know someone else is going to do something because I'm not scared." So I guess there's like a bet. So if Budnick gets scared, he has to like apologize to everybody. Is that what it is? It's like something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, he has to apologize to everybody. And
Ugg comes out. He's dressed up like Zeke the plumber. Tries to scare Budnick. Budnick's not scared, and he gets caught in that like fish hook trap with the cooler full of rocks, and he gets like pulled up. Now he's like dangling upside down, and he's like, "All right, Budnick, you gonna go get a knife and like cut me down." So like he's gonna go get a knife and save him, and he ends up going through like, I guess it's actual spider webs. I don't really know. Like,
yeah, I think it was actual. Yeah, they were like actual spider webs out in the middle of the woods. They were definitely not the Dollar Tree spider webs you get every October just to make your house look spooky.
I mean, they looked like that. They looked like that. Let's be real. So Budnick's like caught in the spider webs, and he's like crying and screaming and like, "Save me! Somebody help me!" And they confront him, and they're like, "Ugh, like you got bamboozled, Budnick. You know you gotta like come out tomorrow and like you gotta be our slave for a year or something." Like it's like what they say, or it's like
something stupid, like just normal late 80s, early 90s sitcom that type.
So they all go back to the cabins, they fall asleep, and they forget about Ugg. He's like still hanging upside down by the tree. He's just...
Yes, but Ugg was dressed like Zeke the plumber.
Yeah, Ugg is dressed like Zeke the plumber, hanging upside down. He like spent the whole night outside. He like wakes up, and Donkey Lips is still like roaming around like zombie-like with a pumpkin head on. Like, that dumb fucking ass did not take off the pumpkin head and just like walk back home.
Like, I don't think he could do it on his own.
Ugh.
I think he was stuck.
It was bad. It was just bad. So I guess it's the next day, right? And like Budnick is like serving them breakfast and stuff, and like being their like goofy servant for the day. And they're all like giving like weird requests, weird options and stuff. Like, "You gotta do this, Budnick," and he's like, "I don't want to do that." And he's like, "Well, you know what?"
Well, yeah, they're making him actually work.
Well, because he's always a jerk, right? He's just kind of like...
Yeah, he's always a jerk to them.
And that's pretty much the episode. It's like a very quick episode.
That's pretty much. It's a Nickelodeon sitcom. They go pretty fast.
We're in and out. Like, we're in this world. Like, I think this like show is like 19 minutes long, and there was probably like 12 minutes of commercials.
Yeah, it was really fast. Like, when I went to watch it the first time for the podcast, I literally like cleaned my bathroom while I had it on.
And it was over. It was done with.
And it was over.
Yeah, I think I like turned this on earlier today. I threw it on, and I expected to be like sitting down for a while, and like it was over. Like I had like 5 pieces of popcorn, and it was over, and I was like, "What? This thing's fucking over?"
Yeah, it's like that was fast.
On a scale of 1 out of 5 guys without noses, how many guys without noses would you give this? Because I'm curious.
I am actually going to give it a 4.
You're going to give this a 4?
Yes, and this is why. Because, 1, it takes the tropes that we now know as, like, classic camp horror kind of stuff and uses them in a way for a younger audience to still terrify them.
All right, yeah. And, you know, we are watching this as, like, people of a certain age all these years later.
Like, and it plays a lot into the horror movies of the late 70s and 80s, too. But just, like, in a toned-down way to be watching at, like, 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon or whatever.
Like, do you think 10, 11-year you would have been scared at the time of this? Or, like, horrified?
I think I got a little weirded out, like, a little freaked out.
Do you remember watching this when you were, like, a kid and being, like, scared?
Like, maybe, like, the first time, but then, like, it's like, oh, they're messing with Budnick, you know?
I'm gonna give this a 3, because I feel like there's a lot, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark has done, like, a lot more scarier episodes. Even Goosebumps, like, have done scary episodes. Like, I was expecting to be, like, not scared,
Okay, but also, like, look at the year this was made compared to...
That is true. But I was expecting, like, weird, creepy, like, I can't believe I'm watching this on television today as an adult and being like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, they got away with this.
No, that's not this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Are You Afraid of the Dark 100% like went that route.
Like, they're definitely going to be, like, from Nickelodeon, there's going to be stuff that creeps people out. Like, there's going to be Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. There's going to be Crybaby Lane.
Oh, yeah. And that was like 1999, I think, right? Like, that was like way later.
Yeah, so there's a point where, like, there's a shift in children's programming, too, where it's, like, more acceptable to lean in towards the scare the crap out of the kids kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think this like aired in the summer too, so it wasn't like a Halloween episode per se.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a Halloween. It's just like a summer camp ghost story episode.
You hold the flashlight under your chin to make you give you like a spooky looking face, and they did that in this episode too.
Yes, they totally did that. Do kids today even do that?
I don't even know, like, I don't even know if you can, like, buy a flashlight anymore. Like, I think it's all on, like, a phone now, right?
Probably. I mean, or it's, like, a chargeable light. Like what I have, like, going right now.
I don't even think I have a flashlight in my house. Like, do you have a flashlight in your house? Because I just use my phone.
I have somewhere, like, one of these, like, this little thin flashlight thing I got at the Dollar Tree. Like, you just push a button, but you have to, like, hold the button down to keep the light on.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like,
yeah, it's flat and
it's for emergencies only, and it's like good for like 2 hours, like tops.
Something like that. Like, yeah, the most of the time I'm gonna pull up my phone, I'm gonna pull it down and go to flashlight. Like, I do this a couple times a week. I pull the flashlight out on my phone for something.
Yeah. So, like, find, like, I don't know, your chapstick that, like, rolled under your bed in the middle of the night, and you're like, I need to find this thing.
You're like, where the hell did those sleep patches come off? Like, where did they go?
Ooh, do you ever find them? Cause...
I was getting ready for bed last night. I found one of the melatonin patches, like, on my back, and I'm like, I didn't put it on my back. And I was texting with my coworkers. I put it on my wrists. I put them on my wrists. And I was texting with my coworkers, and I jokingly said, no wonder I was so calm today. I had a melatonin patch stuck to my back all day.
You use a melatonin patch?
Yes, I've been trying some new stuff to see if it helps. Like, you just stick them on your, like, someplace clean and hairless.
Well, I mean, there are, like, topical analgesics, but, I don't know. I never thought of like a topical melatonin patch. That's new to me. I don't know. Who knew?
Yeah, I'll send you the Amazon link.
All right. Yeah, send me the link. You know what? I'll try it out. Maybe we'll do like we'll do a commercial corner on it. We'll see how it works. Little like infomercial lane.
Like, I put them on like the top of my feet yesterday, and like they still came off. I only found one.
Are they sticky? Like do they stick good? Because I know like the morphine patches will like stick to you for like days. Like you gotta like tear those things off. They're like leeches.
Yeah, like no, these.
Is that FDA approved?
Oh God, I didn't even look at that.
Like, did you read the reviews? At least did you read the reviews?
I did, and everybody's like, I sleep so well, and I'm like, do you? There's, like, barely any melatonin in this, though. There's only 3 milligrams.
I need 10 milligrams. That's, like, what I need for, like, melatonin to work. And I do, like, the gummies. I will tell you, have you done the tincture, the melatonin tincture?
The what?
The little, like, the drop that you put, like, sublingually under your tongue?
No.
I will tell you that will work. And you know what? I bought one from some, like, questionable CBD store, and I'm pretty sure it got me high. Like, I might have been, like,
oh, gosh.
Like, laced with THC. Because I did, like, more than, like, what you should. Like, it said only do, like, 1 drop, and I was like, 1 drop. And I did, like, 4. And then, like, an hour later, I was, like, watching Supergirl. And I'm pretty sure I became euphoric.
Oh, my gosh. Supergirl. The guy who was on Supergirl's now on Law and Order.
Who?
The one who played Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about, like, Tyler Hoechlin or whatever his name is, because I'm pretty sure he's Superman.
No, that's Superman.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure he's, like, on a show called Superman, like today.
No, Mackay. He is the new detective on Law and Order.
Ooh, good for him, because I always liked him on that show. Like, he was like the only...
Ooh, he killed it in that Law and Order premiere this year. Whew.
Oh, with all three, when they got the whole, like, all three shows together in one night, one case.
Yes.
One big-ass case.
Yeah, Peacock's got it, like, as its little, like, contained, like, trio.
Oh, I like it. I stand.
Good TV.
Great TV. You know what? I'm glad NBC's got some big guns this season. 3 Law and Orders.
Yeah.
3 Law and Orders. What else do they have? That's it, right? That's like all.
They have the Chicago series.
So the whole NBC lineup is Law and Order and Chicago shows?
Pretty much. I don't know what else is, like... Because, like, Thursday night is Law and Order night.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wednesday, Chicago night. I don't know what is on any other night.
The Voice? I feel like The Voice.
Probably, with Adam Levine, like, and his weird, creepy text messages.
Yeah.
Instagram DMs.
I stand. You know what? Shout out to you, Adam Levine. I never liked you before, but I like you now.
Okay, what are we doing next? What's our next crazy thing?
I'm excited for next week. Next week, it's still Here Comes the Booze.
Yes.
We're going to the movies, and we're going back in time. We're going back to
Okay.
Like, I feel like this is our wheelhouse because we've done a movie with this actress before. What was the movie what was it called? Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know off the top of my head what we're talking about anymore.
It was the movie with Joan Crawford, and she was like being gaslit by her daughter.
Oh my god. What was that's like one of our most popular YouTube videos too.
I wanted to call it The Babysitter, but I don't think that's the name of it.
No, that's not it. It's
The Stranger.
Straight Jacket.
That's it. It's great.
It's Straight Jacket.
It's a great movie. So we're gonna we really wanted to do another Joan Crawford movie. We didn't want to do the movie with like her and like a gorilla, so we decided to do the one that we know and love the most. And I feel like this is going to be a good movie for us to do because it's a great movie. It's fucking fantastic, and it's the subject of the Ryan Murphy show feud, Betty and Joan. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? We're going to Baby Jane, baby. We're doing it.
Yes.
This movie like shook the world, right? Like this movie had no right to be this popular. Like I think this is just like a dumb movie that they put together really quick. There was a lot of like behind the scenes hijinks going on, and then it ended up being like the biggest thing in the world. Like it even like spawned like a sort of sequel, Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, which we thought about doing, but I was like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing Baby Jane.
It was definitely one of those things. It's like, oh, we're just gonna like put them in this movie, like fill out their contracts or whatever, and then like be done with them.
Oh yeah, like their Warner Brothers contract needed to be like fulfilled. Their career is waning because they were like in their 40s, and that's like old by Hollywood standards. You might as well be like
fucking A.
You might as well be a Golden Girl at this point. TV wasn't yet really like huge. I mean, it was there, but it wasn't like big for like film stars. So like
it was not the prestige that it has now.
Yeah, like now like Nicole Kidman does like 4 TV shows a year, but like back in the 60s that was like unheard of. So they had to do these like hag horror. Didn't they call it hag horror? That was like its name.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what Jack Warner called it.
Yeah, hag horror. Like love it. And this is like a movie that you see like it's always on in the month of October. So I'm like sure like by the time this episode drops, it's probably been on TCM like 14 times.
I mean, according to Google, like right now, right this second, you can find it on HBO Max.
Oh, is it? I might even watch it tonight because you know what? This is like the best opening of a movie because I can't wait to get into it because we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Yes, it's like all over the place.
Sorry we gave you a short episode this week, but we're gearing up for whatever happened to Baby Jane, because I would love to know what happened to Baby Jane, and we're going to find out next week.
Yes, we will.
She goes through a lot of shit.
It sort of, you'll see.
Yeah, anything else on Nickelodeon of the time, or Zeke the Plumber, or Salute Your Shorts?
It's kind of crazy, just like how like that episode, when you think of Salute Your Shorts, that's the episode people talk about.
One episode of like 26, and I thought the show had like 40,000 episodes, and there's only 26.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
It was on all the time, so it felt like it had more. Just like Hey Dude, it felt like Hey Dude had like 1,000,000 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? It's wild. It's wild. All right. Where can you follow our Wild Ass Adventures Kettle, Stead the Author? Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and TikTok at A Very Special Podcast. VerySpecialPodcast.com, SaltyRockMedia.com. Wherever you discover podcasts, you will find us, so subscribe. All that good stuff.
Yes, and as always, girl, as always,
bye!
Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something.